everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to come by and see what I am reading on today. But before we get to the read, I just want to remind you to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll know when I upload, and give me a thumbs up to fight the algorithm because it is a beast sometimes. All right, let's get to the read. I'm gonna tell you, it was a little difficult for me to come up with the read today. Mainly because I kind of had like I don't know, a up and down day. Okay. It started out, I found out that Prince Harry was getting an award, a ESPY award, the Pat Tillman award, and I was like really, really happy. Okay. But then I made the mistake of going on Twitter and all the trolls, and I'm censoring myself. I do that sometimes. Was out with their usual garbage. He doesn't deserve it. We're going to boycott. Why him? He doesn't do anything. William and Kate helped him start the Invictus Games. The same old tired mess they peddle every time they see Harry and Meghan thriving because it is something that bothers their soul. To see this couple going on about its business and thriving, it troubles their soul. So I kind of got triggered by that. I did. I had a few words with a few trolls online. One of them I called Pig. I told her, she was saying the usual stuff. And I told her, usually I get down in the mud with the pigs, but this time I am not going to do that. I'm just going to block them. And I did. And then I start thinking, should I let them rob me of this joy that I feel watching my faves thrive? Isn't that their point? And so I asked myself, how can I get out of this feeling of being triggered? And then I thought back, I am really, really proud of Harry. Not just because of the ESPY Awards, but just really of the man that he has become. You know, he is a really good guy. He's really somebody that Diana would be proud of. He is the blueprint of the modern prince, how a modern prince should be. One that helps and hugs. That's Harry. And so I said, I'm going to look back at Harry. And as I look back at him as a little boy and just kind of followed his progression through adulthood, I started feeling better. And I wasn't triggered anymore. And so I'm going to take you through that too. We're going to talk about it. Harry, the little boy, what he had to go through to overcome, to become the man that he is today. Someone who Diana would be very, very proud of. And I think that kind of sticks in William's craw too, you know, because he knows that everything that he is and has been given to him. But everything that Harry is and have has been earned, and it sticks in his craw, as my grandmother used to say. One of my commenters on my video said, "I love your accent. You can tell I'm from the South, right? You can tell I am a Southern girl." But yeah, and so that's one of the terms my grandmother used to use. I know it sticks in his craw. So let's take a little, I don't know, a little walk down memory lane a little bit. All right, this is Harry's life prior to his mom's passing. Well, wait a minute. This is Harry. Harry coming out of the hospital with his mother and the dude that donated the sperm. That's Harry. And this is Harry just prior to his mom's passing. Look how Diana gave Harry love. I thought about the video of Harry when he was a little boy and Diana was standing at the finish line and he was doing a race and Diana was just rooting for him, and then when he came she just picked him up. That's the life Harry had prior to his mother dying. And then I saw one video where Diana was picking him up from school and he just ran and just ran in her arms. That's the life that Harry had prior to, um, you know, them taking her away from him. And so, but then we got to this, that little boy. And all the love, the attention, the caring, him being a priority to somebody was gone. He became a useful tool to be used by Charles and that hag of a person that is now his queen, and to be ignored and used and despised and hated and sabotaged by his brother, who now I still hates him. I think he's always hated him. So Harry had, at this point, this little boy right here had nobody. He didn't have nobody. He didn't have nobody who cared anything for him except what they could get some kind of popularity by using him. I saw Harry leaving school. Well, let's talk about this little boy right here. After his mom, after this right here, that's him standing in front of his mom's coffin. Two days later, Charles sent him back to school. And we won't even talk about how Charles told him about his mom's being, killed. Never hugging him, never scooping him up in his arms, never reassuring him that things were going to be all right. Just plotting with his PR people and his whatever they are, the men in gray suits, how they could use him in order to make Charles more popular and Camilla more acceptable when she becomes queen, because he knew from the beginning that he was going to make that woman queen. That's what this little boy right here, standing in front of his mama's grave, I mean his mama's casket, had to contend with. He was sent back to school two days later. The headmaster and all the children was told not to talk to him about his mother. I remember seeing um, Harry, he maybe was 13, 14. It wasn't long after this. Leaving school, I guess, for the semester or whatever they do over there, the quarter or the half term or whatever they say over there. And Harry had his clothes in a garbage bag. Harry had his clothes in a garbage bag. The Prince of Wales, future king's baby son, didn't even rate a suitcase. So Harry didn't have nothing. He got to school, he didn't have a brother. He told him to pretend like he didn't even know him. And then that's when the lies and the manipulation and the spin doctors got a hold to him. Making up lies that he was using drugs and all kinds of things. Throwing him completely under the bus and running over him, backing up, running over him again, and backing up and running over him again on Charles and Camilla's instructions. This little boy, this little boy right here, that's what they did. This little boy, they did that to him. Motherless little boy. That's the reason why I drag Camilla all the time. That's the reason why I drag Charles all the time. So that little boy. And when he became a teenager, their lies of saying that he was drug addled and he was using the drugs, and he said he went to his father's secretary and everybody. No, no, this is not true. They what Harry didn't understand was the spin doctors. That was the spin doctors. They wanted Charles to be a single dad dealing with a drug addled son to make Charles's popularity to improve. And for Camilla, she would trade on the stories. So the newspaper, she would give them the story that the spin doctor made up so that they're killing two birds with one stone to improve Charles's popularity and to make Camilla more acceptable. All while doing this to a motherless, no, doesn't have anybody to love him child, carrying his clothes in a hefty bag. All right, when Harry got up some size, in his late teens, early 20s, it became a self-fulfilling prophecy. They had said he was drug addled. They said he was dumb. They said he was never, all these things. So Harry started falling out of, pubs and fighting with the paparazzi and doing all this thing. And all the time, Camilla and Charles just eating it up. They had did what they needed to do because neither one of them had any love for Harry. Harry Charles loved Camilla because Camilla treated him like his mother. He wanted a mother. He could care less about Harry. I don't know what his feelings was for William, but I could see clearly he could care less about Harry. Okay, but it was one saving grace for Harry, and Harry said it in spare, and that was the military. I remember this video of Diana taking Harry. I think it was like a military show or something like that, and Harry got to ride in the tank, one of the big military tanks, and he was cheesing and smiling so, and that was instilled in him that he loved the military. Diana instilled that in him. Diana instilled in him to love people, and by watching her love on people and care about people and helping people. Diana poured a lot into Harry in those 12 years, almost 13, and it was his saving grace. So he went to the military, and Harry himself said the military saved his life. That's why he stayed in there so long, and he didn't want to come out. But they made him because they needed a scapegoat. They needed a workhorse. And then they threw him in that little shack over there on Kensington Palace, gave him $500 a month. I mean, $500 a year for clothes. Sent him on tour after tour after tour. Let him go with Kate and William because nobody didn't care about Kate and William unless Harry was with them. Because Harry was, I feel, more popular than the Queen. But they always say the Queen was more popular. But they always Harry. That's why Harry was with Kate and William. It was for his popularity. It was for the shine. And through all of this, poor little Harry persevered. They didn't even know he had the dyslexia until he was a young adult. They didn't even care. But yet and still, Harry learned how to fly an Apache helicopter. Even with that disability, he overcame. In, in psychology, that is known as the resilient child syndrome. A child that has all the things against them, but they somehow are able to overcome. Their mother can be a crack addict, their daddy can be a heroin addict, they could be raised in severe poverty, but somehow they turn out to be well rounded, decent, successful human beings. And that's what has happened to Harry. Harry is a resilient child. And when I saw that, that's what made me look back to know all the things that Harry has had to go through. I even went to the Daily Mail to see what they had said about Harry. And even they couldn't say anything bad about this Essie Awards. They said Prince Harry gets the ESPY Awards. Duke of Sussex to be handed the Pat Tillman Award of Service at a glitzy LA bash hosted by Serena Williams. And they go on and list a lot of the other things that he's got. They gave a decent article because they know that Harry has persevered through it all. And that is what made me like, you know what? I'm just not gonna let these trolls, Little Teeth, what's her name, Gumby, and her crew. She's not Gumby anymore. Like I said, she's Big Tooth, and that Taz woman, and all those people will not rob me of my joy of seeing this resilient child persevere. That's what really makes me mad about these people. That is the reason why I started this channel. They said that William and Kate are their faves, but yet and still they spend their whole time tearing down Harry and Meghan to the point that Harry and Meghan will not share pictures with us of Archie and Lily. They get to see their faves children. We just got a picture of Charlotte and George, and nobody didn't say anything except I know I didn't say anything except Charlotte has the sweetest smile, and George looks like he's a little shy, but wonderful kids. But they don't have that kind of grace. They every time Harry and Meghan share a picture of those kids. Oh, she didn't have. I saw a video talking about she didn't even have her kids. They got a new video out now. I mean, it just. Ugh. And so we can't enjoy watching our faves flourish. But I meant today of all days, they weren't gonna rob me of my favorite, Prince Harry, the blueprint for today's modern prince, to watch him be successful and thrive. He is the blueprint of the modern prince. He helps and he hugs. He helps and he hugs. So I just cannot wait for the ESPY Awards. I love Serena, and I just hope Megan shows up. I know it's too much to think that he would bring Archie or Lily. They're a little small still to sit still that long, but I hope Megan does come. I am so sick of them having to curb what they want to do or to pull back in what they want to do because of trolls and what how they behave. And then they want to say the Sussex Squad is, dangerous, and no, we're not. If we're so dangerous, why you're able to share pictures and Harry and Meghan is not? I don't think about Kate. I don't think about William. I don't think about Charles or Camilla. I could care less about them, as far as I'm concerned. What makes me angry is that we as a fan base cannot enjoy the fullness of our faves watching them flourish because of them. I saw a thing on a post that I think it was Taz had put out saying things are slow with Harry and Meghan, so ain't much to talk about. I thought you were William and Kate's fan. It should be something to talk about. He out and doing stuff. Talk about that. But she has made a living, a good living, off of hating on Meghan and Harry, off of the hate they have. And, but I digress because, like I said, I'm going to be happy today. I'm going to be happy today because our fave has gone, this little boy who was used and abused and thrown under the bus for, I'm just not going to say, I can't deal with Camilla, has turned into this, a handsome, kind, caring, great father, terrific man, compassionate, loving, all the things that Diana embodied herself, and she poured into him, and she got a great man out of it. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm so happy. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We're gonna get fed. All right, y'all. That is the read for today. I got under 30 minutes. I always say I want to be under 30 minutes, but sometimes I get on the roll and I go too much. But I'm losing my light, so I have to hurry it up. All right, then. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see you next time and subscribe.